I took some out around the 160, thinking this area will act as a support, and only to pull back down to this trend. So right now I think if this 165 reclaim, then this can continue to push to the upside. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Success Show. If this is your first time, you're welcome to this channel. And what we're going to be dealing with today, we're going to be talking about the market. We're going to be talking about, QQQ, IWM, SPY, as well as other stocks, large cap, large price stocks. The reason is because most of these stocks, I'm thinking about long-term hold. I'm buying and just keep buying, just keep staging the trade. That is what, I'm doing on most of these stocks, right? Looking at the market, broader view, we're looking at technology, communication services, consumer cyclical, medical side, as well as financials. We're looking at pulling lower. Okay, we're looking at the red view at this point in time. Even Microsoft is at 2.71% down, and Apple at 3% down as well, right? NVDA really did me bad, did me wrong, and I got trapped. Okay, on NVDA, I thought the breakout was in, but it just wouldn't hold. I sold some of my position, and then boom, NVIDIA started pulling lower and never gave that profit. Now let's take a look at SPY. What I'm looking at on SPY at this point in time, I'm looking for price to really pull lower into 436 or 435, because that area is going to act as a support. If that area holds as a support, then we can bounce right off. See how we've been really consolidating within this area for the past couple of days, for the past 4 trading days, right? So our 20, 50 and 200 moving average right now is acting as a resistance, which is a very core support, core resistance zone at this point in time. 445 is our spot. If we can break through 445, I think we can continue to push on the market. At this point, keep an eye out on this level for the upside, or for this area to break, then we'll pull back to 430. But for now, I think 435 will act as a support if market continues to pull lower. Looking at QQQ as well, QQQ has a very bullish looking pattern, which is the inverse head and shoulder. Truly, will it hold? That is the question. Okay, at this point in time, even if we decide to shake weak hands in the QQQ side, then looking for 335 as our support for the bounce. The reason is because look at this area as well. We just tricked shake our weak hands, and then boom, we started pushing back to the upside. Okay, so look for price around this area, see how price really acts on this area. First stock is going to be PayPal. PayPal right now we're looking for 100. I talked about it last week that 100 is what I'm looking for if the price can really get there, so that I can add more to my portfolio. But right now I think we're really close to that $100, and I will be staging my trade on PayPal. Twitter as well, Twitter and Elon Musk, all this crazy stuff going on. What I did was to pick up some put position in anticipation of the 200 moving average reject, and which we did. And then another news came in on the anticipation of Twitter decision, and this also popped to the upside and then back down. Okay, so we took some position off the puts in anticipation of $45 break, but $45 right now is holding, is acting as a support. Next area, if we decide to pull lower, is 42.50 for support. Moderna as well. Moderna right now we're looking at price pop in anticipation of the news in the UK approving the vaccine for 4 to 11 year old children. So now I'm looking for price to really break through 170. If price can break through that 170, which coincide with our 50 exponential moving average, I think we can continue to push higher into even 200. So keep an eye out on Moderna. DKNG as well. DKNG, we're looking at inverse head and shoulder pattern. It's trying to really hold this $16.50 area at this point in time. So see if price can hold that spot. I think if this holds, then we can break through the 20 exponential moving average. Snap as well. Snap is looking like price can put lower into this area of support, which is going to be our trend spot, which is $32-31 zone. So keep an eye out on Snap as well. Square at this point, which is blocked. At this point, we're looking at this trend support. Trend is supporting for now. I'm expecting this area to hold. If it doesn't, then look for 120 as another point where we can bounce. AMD as well. I really didn't like the action on AMD. Right now I'm looking for price around the $90 $87 zone for price to pull into that spot, but I'm expecting a price to bounce off $90 if it comes. But for now, I'm looking at picking up some position on AMD, just start hedging my portfolio. Looking at it on the weekly, that is that area I'll be looking for, around this $90 $87 zone on AMD. Tesla at this point in time, and then thinking about picking up or buying Twitter, give this a pause as well. So for now, 960 or 970 is our support for now, which coincides with our 50 exponential moving average. So see if price can support and bounce off that area if it comes. So keep an eye out on that. For the upside resistance, we're looking at 20 exponential moving average, which is our $1,000 or $1,006 in the coming days. AAPL as well, we're looking at price around the 200 moving average. Look for a rejection around that area, but if it holds, then look for $20 to come on that name. Apple as well, AAPL. Right now AAPL is back to the $165 zone. That is going to act as our support. Why? Because right now we're looking at this area to act as a support. That's what I'm looking for on Apple as well. If this fails and the market fails, then we'll be looking for 160 in the coming days on Apple. But overall, I'm still loading up on Apple as well. Fubu is another name as well, another household name in terms of soccer. Fubu TV at this point right now, any support is going to be this trend right now. If this trend fails, then look for $5 as a support. But overall, in the next 5 years, I think Fubu will do good and price will really shoot back up. Palantir, same thing applicable to Palantir. Right now we're looking at inverse head and shoulder. Where is it? This is the head, this is the left side, this is the right side. So see, at $12 will act as a support in the coming days. Right now we're fighting the 20 exponential moving average for the move to the upside on Palantir as well. PCG at this time, we're looking for price to really hold the $12 or $11.90 zone at this point. We did fail this zone and pull back and then retry again, but just couldn't break through the $12.90 and fell back down. So look for $12 area to act as a support on PCG. We're looking at Delta Airlines as well. Delta Airlines, right now we're really gapping to the upside, based on travel data, right? So right now we're really gapping to the upside. I'm expecting price to really reject this area, pull back, retest that 200 moving average, and then continue to move to the upside. But for now, my support, ultimate support, is going to be the $40 zone in the coming days. TUP Tupperware at this point right now we're still working the $20 zone. $20 is the resistance. Okay, we did tap the 21, which coincide with this trend. I think price really didn't act much because there was no volume, but for now, $19.35 is going to act as our support, ultimate support, if this $20 doesn't hold. Okay, but for now, listen, 20 exponential moving average is breaching or crossing, is about to cross the 20 the 200 moving average. So keep an eye out for the bullish moving pattern on that name. DIS as well is back to buying zone. This is the buy zone for now. 130, 129, 129, 130 is the buying zone. So keep an eye out on Disney as well for long-term hold. HOOD as well. This is Robinhood markets at this point in time. Right now we're back down. I'm looking for price to pull back to $11 and then we should be all right. COIN as well. This is Coinbase. Coinbase is pulling back down to this trend as a support. Okay, see how we've been supporting this area. So I'm looking for price to pull back to that 146, 147 area in the coming days. So keep an eye out on that name. Ford as well. Ford, this one was a really good one because Ford was really pushing higher. We took profit as we should, and then we got to this area for the break and sold most of our position, not knowing that the stock will still push to the upside. But then guess what? You know, that didn't hold. Okay, and all the way we just failed back to the downside. Took all my position out around the 21 and only to have this stock pull way back down to the mean. So at this point I'll be looking for picking up some more position around this area on Ford Motors. So keep an eye out on that name as well. Okay, Boeing as well. Boeing is a very choppy looking trade. Right now we pull all the way back down, try to bounce, pull back, and now we're trying again, but got caught up with this 20 exponential moving average, plus the market as well not acting in favor of Boeing. So keep an eye out on Boeing for 180 as a support. ABBV as well. This one right now was a move to the upside for a couple of months. Okay, so we just push all the way to the upside, and now I still have some put position that I took some out around the 160, thinking this area will act as a support, and only to pull back down to this trend. So right now I think if this 165 reclaim, then this can continue to push to the upside on ABBV. Roku is another one as well. I really want the $100 zone. That is what I want on Roku. This $100 zone is what I want. But for now, 110 is your area. Keep an eye out on the 110 zone. Netflix right now we're looking for inverse head and shoulder hold. Right now we're not really holding that zone right now, which is our 350. If that 350 reclaim, then we can continue to push to the upside. Otherwise, you know, expect lower on Netflix. Okay, Netflix and chill. CRWD, this is CrowdStrike. This is also, you know, another name to watch. Right now we are breaking off this 200 moving average. I talked about it the other day. I talked about it in my previous video that if we can break this zone, then we should be all right to push to the upside. Right now we just got to that 240, rejected that area with the market pulling lower. I expect this area, this 230 area, 235 to hold as a support on CrowdStrike, and then for the continued momentum push to the upside. On QCOM, okay, QCOM, we have actually filled this gap that was created long time ago in November of 2021. Right now we filled that gap, okay, bounced back up, but we couldn't hold it because of the resistance zone, which is that 160, and which coincide with our 50 exponential moving average. But fell lower as well, fall lower into what, this area. So right now we're now officially, you know, fill this gap to the downside. So our support is now 130 in the coming days. So keep an eye out on the 130 area, and we can bounce off that spot, and then price right now 50 exponential moving average is crossing the 200 to the downside, which is bearish looking pattern, but right now I'm still expecting 135 to hold as a support. Looking at Dash as well. Dash at this point in time, $100 is the support. That's what I'm looking for. if it comes. Lift as well. Lift at this point in time is bouncing off this 132 zone, so keep an eye out. I think we rejected the 36.27 area, which is our 20 exponential moving average. If we can reclaim that spot, then we can push back into the 50 exponential moving average. Looking at Verizon as well, Verizon is taking off into resistance. Resistance is going to be $55 for now. Okay, so if price break and hold this 54, then 55 is coming easily. DVN, this is Devon Energy as well. We're looking at price into the $65 as well. So if Russia issue continues, then oil as well, embargo and all that continues, then we'll be looking for more to the upside on the energy side of things. So keep an eye out on that as well. EQT, this has never looked back, and we're still continuing to push to the upside. Right now, this channel is your best bet at this point in time. We're extended in terms of RSI, and MACD also extended, but volume is coming, buying volume is coming in at this point in time. We're too far away from the 20 exponential moving average, so I'll be expecting some form of a pullback in the coming days on EQT. Shop as well, Shopify, at this point in time we are back to support. This 575 area is going to act as our support for now, so keep an eye out on that spot as well. Fast is pulling back to the downside because of the market as well. Right now this is a bearish looking candle back into support of 200 moving average, so I'll be expecting it to bounce off this $56 zone as well. Fastly as well, not so fast, because at this point we are looking for a gap to fill, so we push to the upside into 50 exponential moving average, rejected it back down, plus the market of course not looking good. Volume came in, but those are sell volume, and RSIs are 53, so I'll be looking for this gap to fill in the coming days as well. Rent is another one. Their earnings really did okay, but for now we're expecting 20 exponential moving average to break, then we can continue to push to the upside. This is a Rent the Runway company. Kroger as well. Kroger right now pulled back down to our 20 exponential moving average. See, got extended, pull back right here, so I'll be expecting price to hold that area because of the previous action around the 20 exponential moving average, so keep an eye out for the bounce off that $57 zone as well. LOW right now we're really holding this range on lows, so keep an eye out, see if price can push through and hold this $200 zone. If this $200 hold, then we can bounce off that area in the coming days. Best Buy as well, we're looking really good. We're holding this area, so look for the 50 break. $96, $97, if that area can break, then we'll be looking for $100 or even more on Best Buy, so keep an eye out on that name. Home Depot as well, HD, right now we're back to support zone. This is the support area with resistance around this 20 exponential moving average. If we can break through and hold, then we should be all right to continue to the upside. Lucid Motors as well, $21. $20 is going to act as our ultimate support. If this $21 doesn't hold, then you know, we can push to the upside, being pulled lower to $20. If it doesn't hold, then you know, then we can go lower on Lucid, so keep an eye out on that name. JP Morgan is down because the banks, the financial sector is down. SLF is also down, so keep an eye out and see if price can bounce off this area as 125 will hold as a support. That is just a guess. KPTI right now we're looking for price to break 850. 850 is the resistance with support around the 2050 and even the 200 moving average, so keep an eye out on this name, see if this name can really hold as in stick. Microsoft as well, MSFT, right now this area is going to be the trend. This trend is going to be our support, so keep an eye out on that. Adobe as well, ADBE, right now we have support around the 420. 420 is going to act as our support on Adobe, so keep an eye out on that. I think I'm looking for a reverse split on this name because it can have more people coming into play. play as well. PLAY, we're looking at what? This trend. This trend is going to be our resistance trend, which is our inverse head and shoulder. If we can break this $47 zone, then we should be all right to continue to push to the upside. Where is the head and shoulder? This is the left side, this is the right side, and this is the head, so which means a bearish looking pattern in the market. So now we're looking at energy as well. Energy right now, this stock is breaking out of this downtrend zone. I took some around the $15-16 zone, and I sold most of it around the $27 in anticipation of the $30 reject, but we never got there, right? So I'm really good with that trade, and if price decide to pull back down, we're looking for $24 or even $22 as a support. Facebook is also another one to keep an eye out on. $200 is going to be our ultimate support if this 210 doesn't hold, but this gap fill is what I'm looking for. This gap fill is what I really want. Also Morphic as well, MORF, we're looking for this trend. This trend needs to break. If this trend can break, we should be all right. BRZE, we're looking for $45 on this name. If this area can break, which is our 50 exponential moving average, we should be good to go, guys. The remaining chart, I'm going to post them up on my Twitter and stock tweet account, so keep an eye out on my stock tweet as well. I do post so many analysis, I do post a whole lot of things on my stock tweet. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Peace and love. Bye bye.